What a mess! What a mess! Well, that's my life, always a mess. I'm glad you're here at any rate. I won't have to go through it all alone. Well, we might as well get to know each other. My name is Reginald, and, well, there are several of you. I'll tell you what, on the count of 3, why don't you all just shout out your name as loud as you can, and I'll take it all in at once. Here we go. 1, 2, 3!
Valerie!
Oh, those are very nice names. It's very nice to have you here. Let's see. Why don't we get to know each other a little bit more? Oh, I know. How about what you like to do on your first date? I'm a very romantic person by nature, and I enjoy talking about that. So let's see. I think a beautiful dinner for the first date is Italian food, like a beautiful lasagna with some garlic bread and a nice wine. How about on the count of 3, you shout out, what do you like to eat on your first date? 1, 2, 3! Oh, delicious. That is very delicious. Oh, how about after dinner? What do you do with your date on a first date after dinner? I personally think a nice ride on a rowboat is a very romantic thing to do. On a beautiful lake in the evening with a lovely moon up above. Well, on the count of 3, why don't you shout out what you like to do after dinner on your very first date with somebody? 1, 2, 3! Oh, yeah. They never let me do that, but yes. Well. I guess we can't put it off any longer. What a mess. You know, it's the people in my life, really, the people in my life. Oh, if you could only peer into my mind and see the people in my life. Can you see them? Oh, my goodness. My mother always said I have a very vivid imagination. Well, I'll tell you what, as long as you can see them, can you just guess which one of these people live here in this fantastic home? You could just call out by what they're wearing or some other demeaning way of referring. The woman in the red dress. Yes, that's right. The woman in the red dress. And of course, I have to deliver some news to her that's just going to be very troublesome. Can you guess? Just from looking at me, can you guess what it is I've come over here and have to tell her?
She just buried her husband.
What?
She just buried her husband.
I just buried her husband. Well, after she finds out I buried her husband, maybe I can marry her and then ask for a divorce. Yes, I just buried her husband. Well, anyway, Mrs. Van de Beer, I just wanted you to know that I buried your husband. You see, the problem is he wasn't dead. But don't worry, I have my crew working on digging him up right now, and I'm sure he'll be fine. He was only in the grave for 6 minutes, and they say you can still breathe well. I'm sorry, it's only been a week I've been running the mortuary, and I still have a lot to learn.
So he's going to make it.
Oh, he'll be fine, he'll be fine. His nails will take a little while to grow back.
Oh, my poor Jonathan.
Oh, well, if it's any consolation, as we were putting him in the coffin, he was smiling. He must have had a very nice life with you, which of course he'll be able to continue now that he's alive.
Oh, I can't wait till he comes back. Why, it was just the other day we were talking about going on our vacation together.
Oh, where were you planning to go?
Egypt.
Egypt?
It's always been my dreams to climb into one of those pyramids.
Wow, I can think of something I'd like to climb into. That is fantastic. And how long have you been married to Mr. Vanderveer?
35 days.
Oh, a relatively new marriage.
Oh, yes, very much in love. We met 60 days ago.
Well, it sure is a shame that he keeps falling into these comas and making everyone think he's dead. That must be awfully difficult at his job as a paramedic surgeon.
It is quite difficult. Sometimes he's lifting the sick people up and then he just collapses.
Oh, well, I can understand that. Boy, I know a little bit of a thing or two about collapsing. You don't mind if I sit on your
No,
sofa, do you,
please do.
Mrs. Vanderveer? I tell you, I didn't even want to take over the mortuary business, but you know how fathers can be. You were raised to be a mortician, he said to me, since the time I was 4 years old, and that's exactly what I became.
Well, I'm so sorry. What would you love to be?
Oh, what would I love to be? Well, to be honest with you, can you guess? Just from looking at me.
Lawyer.
A lawyer. You see, I always wanted to be a lawyer. Exciting trial lawyer. Right there in the middle of the courtroom, pounding my fist on the table, demanding that she's innocent, calling for objections when none are warranted, that kind of thing.
Well, I could just see you right now. You'd be perfect for it. In fact, human rights lawyer I see in you.
That would be a wonderful thing. Oh, but who are we kidding? I wasn't born to strike out on my own. Father's thumb is heavily above me and pressing downward all the time.
Oh, no, but you must do it.
Oh, Mrs. Vanderveer, that's very nice of you, but I don't think I have the courage to stand up to my father. Oh, you don't know my father. He's a very, very mean man.
Well, I would stand up to him for you.
Well, that's shocking.
Is he alive?
Well, yes, he's alive. He doesn't get around much anymore, being a quadriplegic. An unfortunate premature burial accident.
Listen, my man. After you bring me back my husband, I would be happy to confront your father on your behalf.
Wow. Well, that's the nicest thing anybody ever done for me.
Well,
All
it's
right.
the least I could do for the man who interned and then also is going to bring my husband back to me.
Well, I'll go get him right away then.
Good. I miss him so.
Jonathan, if you're going to fake your death, you should have stayed dead.
Well, I'm sorry. I meant to...
Huh?
Oh, she's right there.
Honey! I'm alive! Oh, what a terrible misunderstanding this has all been.
Oh,
This is my nurse. Yes, she's here to assist me. As you know, I keep slipping into these comas and, well, being mistaken for dead.
well, what an opportune thing. Nurse, come over here. I have this boil right over here that needs to be lanced.
Okay. Well, I'm only just good at CPR.
Oh! Oh no, he's fainting again! He's fainting again! Oh God! Quick, nurse, help him!
Jonathan!
CPR! CPR!
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. How long was I out for? 2, 3 days?
2 seconds, my dear.
Oh.
It's getting shorter and shorter.
Oh, no. Well, now that I'm back, I'm sure we can go on that wonderful vacation.
To Egypt?
Yes, all the highest priced hotels, fancy drinks, travel accommodations.
And we get to ride camels.
Yes, camels. Dear, you didn't just marry me for my money, did you?
What would ever make you think that? Just because I love this mansion that we're in?
It's just this all happened so quickly. This whirlwind romance. You came into my life. We got married. And then suddenly you're wanting me to whisk you away from my work, around the world.
Jonathan, don't insult me. When I was working behind the counter at the grocery store, and I saw you, why, you're so handsome.
With those rutabagas?
Yes, with the rutabagas. And you were pushing your glasses up because they kept falling down.
You used to do that to me.
And you came to me and you said, Miss, how do I make a rutabaga pie?
I had an accent back then.
And it was the sexiest thing ever.
Well, yes, I needed to make a rutabaga pie. And
Jonathan, you're looking sick. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take you upstairs and put you to bed.
I'm sorry,
You
darling.
need your rest.
That is bizarre. But she's an attentive nurse.
Hello.
Yes.
You must be Mrs. Vanderveer. Nice to meet you.
I am, yes. And you are.
I am Philip B. King. I am a lawyer, and I understand that your husband was recently wrongfully buried.
Yes, he was.
Well, I believe there's a lawsuit here.
Could we get money?
Absolutely. Millions.
Millions.
I've been on the wrong side of plenty of burials. Ancient Egypt, you know of it? Half those mummies, not planned.
Kidding.
I'm an esquire. I never kid.
Well, so what do we need to do, sir?
I simply need to meet with your husband and establish a case.
Well, that can be arranged. I can go look for him right now. I think he went up that way. I'll go looking for him, and I'll bring him down for you.
Hello?
Hello?
Philip B. Esquire. Philip B. King Esquire.
Oh, he's a lawyer. She said she would help me become a lawyer. She must have brought him over in order to interview me for a job. Well, hello.
Hello. Well, let me get a look at you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, you do look quite musty. You've been down there for a long time.
Well, oh yes, he must mean under the thumb of my oppressive father. Oh, yes, that's right. I was down there for about 28 years.
28 years!
Oh, yes. You had no idea how heavy and oppressive it was.
My good man, how did you survive?
Well, you know, I just kept sneaking out whenever I could.
And you willfully went back?
Well, I appreciate a strict curfew.
Curfew, this is quite a case. Oh my.
Well, you have to understand, I've always been just gasping for a new potential opportunity.
Gasping!
Oh, absolutely. Trying to get as much fresh air in my life as I could.
Well, I can understand why.
Oh, sure. I mean, my whole situation at home was very grave.
I've never seen a case like this.
Really?
No.
Well, do you think I have an opportunity with you then?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
When can I start?
We'll start immediately.
Well, that's fantastic. What's my first job?
Your first job is that I need you to get a cast.
A cast.
Or something to show that you have been under duress for these 28 years.
All right. I'll go and do that right away. You mean like a mock juror?
Yes. That makes sense in a way.
Okay. Well, I think I know some old friends who'd be able to help me out. Thank you. This means everything to me.
You are quite welcome.
Well, did you talk to him? Did you meet him?
Yes, and I believe we have a case, Mrs.
Oh.
Vanderveer.
Wonderful. Well, I shall do my part in supporting this.
Well,
Do you need testimony from me?
I do believe that I would like some time alone with you.
Anything, sir. Anything to get our hands on justice. Yes, justice is what I'm after.
Oh, you don't want to have your hands on anything else, do you?
Well, I'd be open.
I like it when they're open. Listen, while I have your husband away, perhaps I can come around sometime if you'd like that.
Absolutely, you'd be welcome anytime, sir. You're
Great.
here to help us.
Well, I'll give you a call.
Oh, great.
Have a nice day.
What a lovely gentleman. So helpful.
Allie, I'm here. Oh, darling, it's so good to see you.
Oh.
You know, when you told me that you had gotten married to Vandermeer, I couldn't believe it, and I had to come see for myself.
I locked that one down.
You know, there's something very amazing about the way you work things. You just have it.
Yes, I know. Well, it was pretty obvious when he came into the grocery store with the bow tie. He had that Vandermeer bow tie on.
No.
Yes.
No.
It was dead obvious. And I knew I had to flash the lashes.
Wait, do that again. Do it again. No, one more time. Okay, yes. That's it. That's it. And it's like the way that you've done that. Like, what is this, like your 10th marriage? It's amazing. Amazing.
And this one is still alive. Would you believe it?
I know. I mean, the last 3. Well,
I know.
yeah.
So, what brings you by, my darling?
Well, I was hoping I could cash in a little bit. You know, maybe have some fun.
Well, sure, of course.
I've done that before.
Of course.
So my thought was that if we could just, I don't know, does he have a friend or someone that he could hook me up with, that I could have some of the riches that you've been having?
Oh, yes. Jebediah.
No.
Jebediah is perfect for you.
Tell me why.
Well, first off, he wears very fancy watches.
What?
Yes. And I know you have a watch thing, a fetish.
I love a man that keeps time.
Yes. And
Yes.
he hails from royalty back in the United Kingdom. He was raised here, of course, but I am telling you, you could have a lord in you.
A lord?
A lord.
Whoa! That's amazing.
I tell you what, I'm gonna invite him right over. Why don't you and I go up to the parlor?
Let's do that.
All right.
I can't wait. How fun! Oh my goodness, it's gonna be such a delight.
Oh dear. Jeb!
Good to see you.
Good to see you. I'm in quite a pickle.
Well, tell me all about it, please.
Well, as you know, I didn't take your advice. I married that woman.
I see.
And I know I've been on and off again with my longtime beau. And we were on a break, and I thought she had kicked me to the curb for good. So when I had those rutabagas in the grocery store and I saw those lashes, well, I made an impromptu decision, and I realized almost immediately it was a mistake. So I hatched a plan. I would fake my own death. But here's where it gets very strange. On the eve, as I was to fake my own death, I actually slipped into a coma after drinks. I think someone poisoned me, for I woke up the next day in a coffin, clawing at the lid.
In the coffin?
Yes!
How did you escape?
Well, luckily, the coroner heard my cries and immediately had me exhumed. And who should be waiting as I came out but my original love? But now, I'm not sure who tried to kill me.
So let me get this straight. What you're telling me is that you faked your own death for the love of another woman, but then found yourself actually dead in a coffin. Upon awaking, the woman whom you had fallen in love with was there.
Yes!
Very clear indeed. Clear and simple.
So now, I'm going to figure out who's trying to kill me.
And that's why you sent me this telegram to come here immediately.
Indeed.
I will help you as best as I can, but I need alone time with each woman so that I can use my prowess to fully sniff out the culprit.
Certainly. You're my best friend, and I trust you implicitly.
You trust me with any of my tactics?
Of course.
Anything.
Whatever it takes.
Really?
Yes.
And there's 2 women?
Yes.
Excellent.
The current Mrs. Vandermeer and my previous love, who is also in this house.
Are they both here?
Yes.
Well, I will go into the parlor and freshen up, and I shall return momentarily.
Dear, I better go to my study.
Yes, right this way. I'm sure they won't mind us practicing in here. You see, I really appreciate you helping me out again. You know, Angela, you're one of the best friends I've ever had.
Oh, Reggie, you're my best friend too.
Oh, we used to date, it's a whole thing. But listen, now I need to find someone who I can practice my trial lawyer act on in order to get really well, because I'm up for this job, you see?
You're gonna be a lawyer.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, my
absolutely. So
goodness.
I need someone who I can practice on.
Okay.
So why don't you sit right here, and I'm going to just go upstairs as if I'm walking down into the courtroom, and you're the juror, and you just wait there for me, okay? Make a big dramatic entrance.
I still love him.
Ah, this must be one of the women who tried to poison him. Soon to be seen, of course. Ah, hello. My name is Jebediah.
Hello.
And you are?
Pleased to meet you.
Ah, the pleasure is all mine, miss. May I pour a drink for you? I am friends with Mr. Vandermeer.
I suppose that's okay.
Long-time friends. Go back to Oxford.
Mr. Vandermeer?
Yes.
Why, thank you. Do you think it's okay for me to drink this?
Please.
Are you sure?
What she doesn't know is that I slipped in a subtle truth serum. We shall see what she says. Absolutely, miss. I will join you in one.
Oh, I guess this is just part of the job.
The job. And what line of work are you in, my dear?
This and that. Sometimes I just like to witness things.
Witness things. Well, may I ask, how are you friends with Mr. Vandermeer?
I know him through another friend.
Another friend?
So a mutual acquaintance, I would say. Mutually acquainted we are.
I see you have some dirt under your fingers.
Oh, well, I should get those fingers done.
Yes, those fingers are quite busy.
I
You know, Mr. Vandermeer is quite a wealthy man.
Is he so?
Yes.
Oh,
And very handsome and charming. And
is this normal for you to sit here like this next to me when we're doing this sort of thing?
it makes you uncomfortable for me to be near you. Perhaps you like Mr. Vandermeer to be next to you.
I suppose so.
How close?
Well, as close as is necessary.
Necessary for...
Well, whatever the job requires.
So you were hired to be here?
Oh, I guess so. Well, okay, I was. Yes,
Yes,
I was.
you were!
Why am I telling these things to you?
Because I put a truth serum in your drink, my dear.
Oh, no.
That's correct.
What if my true feelings for Reginald come out? Oh, no.
Tell me, what do you want, Mr. Vandermeer? Tell me now, immediately.
Well, I don't quite know yet.
So you were put upon this job by someone else, you're telling me?
Yes. Yes, I was.
Someone else close to him?
Somebody close to him, I would say so, yes.
Somebody that wished that perhaps their situation were different with him, is it not?
I think so.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
I see. Well, you've been of great help today.
Oh.
And I shall... Oh, I hear someone coming. Excuse me.
Oh.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Ah. This must be Allie's sister. She told me she was visiting. Welcome.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
You look just like her.
Oh, well, that's good.
I see the resemblance.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
How long will you be staying?
I don't know. But if you could point me to a powder room, I would certainly appreciate it.
Well, certainly. There's one just up there.
Well,
Down the hall and to the left.
I suppose it's okay for me to go in there.
Oh, yes. Go right ahead.
Thank you.
I just need to find my...
And I say it was the wife who tried to kill him. Where did she go? Angela? Angela!
Oh,
Where are you?
Reginald.
I have important things to say to you. Come here.
Oh, I needed to go to the powder room. It's so pretty. They have marble